Well, here I am at the Big Bear Discovery Center where there's always something going on. And today they're having a little demonstration on primitive tanning of leather. Let's go over and watch.
Pressure that's off, throw on the ground. Keep on going.
Wow, that's something. That's not easy, is it, Ben?
Hey, Ron, no, it's not too easy at all.
Wow.
It takes a little time. Takes some time and effort.
So what do? You soak these first?
These have been soaked in water for a couple days.
Uh-huh.
Kind of rehydrate them. They were salted originally.
Uh-huh.
What these fellows are doing now is they're scraping off all the mucus, all the membrane, all the little bits of flesh, that sort of thing from the hide. That's what causes that rotting smell that you can't see on camera.
Oh,
But,
right.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah, it does smell.
So you get that part off, then we'll do the hair, take that off next day. Then you'll soak it in a mixture of emulsified oils. You can use animal brains, you can use milk, you can use eggs. And the end result is a nice piece of tanned leather like that, which you can make into clothing, moccasins, bags,
Wow.
what have you. It's very breathable, it's very soft, it's very durable. It's warm when it's cool, and it's cool when it's warm.
That's
It's the
right.
ideal leather for spending time outdoors.
And you can use that to repair the hole in your knee of your mountain man pants.
Exactly. Well,
Remember that.
that's right.
That's something.
That's why I think this guy's working for me today, you see, make all that leather. So
Oh, I know it. This is really cool.
Yeah, this is a good example. You can see all this meaty bits that came out here. And
Yeah.
now Miguel's going to go back to the top and clear off some more sections of hide.
That's not a sharp knife. It's a
No, it's not too terribly sharp.
Sharp. We just
Because that way you can really lay into the hide, lay into the skin.
Right, otherwise
and
you'd
push
cut
all the
it.
stuff off, exactly.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're just cutting the skin.
what kind of skins are these?
Yeah. These are all deer skins.
Deer skins.
These are all deer skins. And anybody watching the program who comes across a deer skin, either hunting or what have you, drop off at the Discovery Center. I'll take all the deer hides you give me.
Right. I know you don't go out and shoot them.
Well, I do, but I only get one in a year.
Yeah,
so.
right. I mean, you stay within the law.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't shoot them just for a skin. But if you're hunting anyway,
Do we have deer hunting up here in San Benito?
we do. The season starts October 13th.
Wow.
So any deer hunters who catch get themselves a buck,
Uh-huh.
will take their hides. I'll
Now-
even pay you for them.
Wow. Now, do they need a permit?
You will.
And they
you,
get it from the fishing game?
you need a hunting license, a valid hunting license, and you need to get a deer tag permit for Zone D14. And I don't know if there's any deer tag permits available still. The drawing was this summer.
Oh, I
But you
see.
can contact Fish and Game, and they can tell you if there's any deer permits left still.
Sure.
But even roadkill deer are fine for this sort of thing, because all we're doing really is just taking a product a byproduct that would be thrown away and go to waste, and we're
Right.
recycling it. So brain tanning a deer skin like we're doing today, and we'll be doing for the next couple days, is one of the most ecologically friendly things you can do.
Sure.
It uses no harmful chemicals. It produces a beautiful product, and nothing of the animal is going to waste. So
Uh-huh.
it's really the ultimate ecologically friendly thing you can do with a deer skin.
Wow.
So you want to take a pass at it, Ron?
No, I'll just watch. Thank you anyway.
This smells enough, huh?
Oh, yes. It does smell, doesn't it?
If it's any
Now, you
consolation,
soak
this is the
these
worst smelling day.
for 2 days, you say?
These soaked for 2 days.
And just
exactly.
water and
Just water.
just water.
They come to us salted when if you have them stored for, you can either store them by salting them or freezing them.
Uh-huh.
So they come to you that way. And then you just want to re-soak them so they're softer and pliable enough to work with again.
Oh, yeah.
But the first day, the fleshing of the hide is the smelliest day.
Right.
Taking the hair off, not quite so bad. By the time the hair and the flesh is off, you have a piece of rawhide. Essentially, you have
Oh,
this
right.
thing right here, except it's a lot softer.
Right.
But it doesn't smell anymore because there's nothing there to smell.
Sure.
So once you get to this stage, you're pretty much home free. But these first couple days are kind of stinky.
Yeah.
But it's
Now,
just,
tomorrow you're going to take the hair off, you say?
tomorrow we're taking the hair off. If you want to take a peek at it, come on back by.
Okay.
But we'll be taking the hair off tomorrow and making these rough, relatively unappealing masses of flesh and hair into beautiful, usable leather that can either be made into moccasins, bags, or just hung over a chair and enjoyed. And the nice thing about these hides is deer skin that's been brain tanned. You can see how labor intensive it is.
Oh, yes, it is.
You can find an old deer skin laying around somewheres, and by the time you put, 7 or 8 days worth of work into it, you have this piece of leather that could probably sell for $200.
Really?
all the time and effort it takes. Don't be fooled by how easy manual makes this thing look. It takes a lot of effort to get these things clean.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look back far enough in our history, probably everybody's ancestors at one point in time did this and wore hides that were tanned this way.
Wow.
And they are incredibly durable.
Now, can you do any hide?
Any hide you want.
Like cowhide and...
Cowhide, deerskin, elk, moose, antelope, goat.
Uh-huh.
If you have a cat that passes away and you want to keep it around as a purse, you can go ahead and tan the cat out.
Really?
Yeah, anything you want. And in theory, every animal has enough brains to tan its own hide.
Oh, really?
I know some humans I would probably disagree with about that, but in theory, every animal you can use its own brains to tan its own hide. We're going to be using eggs in this course because eggs are cheap, they're available, not hard to get a hold of, and the end result is the same. An emulsified oil that bonds the fibers to create usable leather.
Wow. So how do you get the hair off? You use...
Well, we'll be soaking these hides in a mixture of hydrated lime and water, and it's an alkali solution. And that loosens the top grain of the fiber, the top grain of the hide, and the hair fibers. And then we'll just scrape that top grain off, and it comes off quite easily once you soaked it for a night or two.
Wow.
And once that part's done, you have a piece of rawhide-looking leather, which will become great deerskin by the time you actually brain it and smoke it to trap in all the braining materials. And the leather can be wetted again and dried back out again and not lose its buttery softness like that pair of leggings that I showed you.
Now, you call this primitive tanning?
Primitive tanning, exactly. We're using admittedly, some of the metal scrapers, rubber handles, plastic bags on our legs, that sort of thing. That's modern stuff.
Right.
But the process and the actual chemistry of it is the same thing that a Stone Age caveman would have done, ages ago, tanning out a hide for his family.
Wow.
So the process goes back thousands and tens of thousands of years.
Wow.
Which is what's kind of cool about it. You get to bond with ancestors that way.
And of course, you have a mountain man outfit, and you had a mountain man demonstration here at one time, and they all had, leather pants, so...
Leather pants, leather shirts, leather everything, really.
Right.
It's when you're walking through all this prickly pear and cacti, it's the most durable stuff you can wear.
Is it really?
Fast. And it's easily
procurable. And it was
too.
kind of warm when we were here. It was mid-July, but it's not... When you wear it's really not hot, is it?
No, it's not. It's not hot. It's not unbearable. It breathes really well. And it's just quite comfortable.
Wow.
Plus, again, going back to the whole idea of when you come to the frontier, you couldn't go to Macy's and you couldn't go to JCPenney and buy a shirt or buy a pair of pants,
Right.
So when those trousers wear out, there's accounts of trousers wearing out after only 4 days.
Sure.
You can always shoot a deer and, spend a few days tanning it out and make a pair of pants, and those will last you for years.
Plus, venison is good, too.
Venison's good eating.
You betcha.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, that's something. Well, you're with the San Bernardino National Forest Association.
San Bernardino National Forest Association at the Big Bear Discovery Center. This is our first ever brain tanning workshop.
Wow.
And how's it going, guys? The smell takes over.
Ooh, I know it.
Now my nose is running quick.
But we'll be doing another one of these workshops in the spring.
Through your mouth, you won't smell anything.
All right.
Learned that a long time ago.
So we're going to do these in the spring, another one in the spring.
We'll do another one of these in the spring, exactly.
Well, that's neat.
So if anybody wants to sign up for it in the spring or wants to be contacted about it,
okay,
they can just give me a call here at the Discovery Center.
Okay.
At 382-2872. Or
you
can just check out.
Ask for Ben. You're the only Ben.
Ask for Ben, 382-2872. And you can just ask for me, and I'll put you on the list. So
great.
When we set the date for the brain tanning workshop in the spring, we can give you a call and you can come out here and try it.
It's called brain tanning?
Brain tanning, primitive tanning, however you want to call it.
Wow.
But
I learned something.
There you go.
A lot of people don't really realize how they do this.
No, it gets overlooked for a lot of times.
Now, someone commercially, like if they're making leather jackets, they would have machines that do this, don't they?
Correct, yeah. Machines will pull all this stuff off, and then it's what they do is called chrome tanning. They just dump the hide into a big vat of salt of chromium.
Oh, yes.
And that drops all the hair off, and it drops all the other gunk and membrane stuff off, and it creates a very slick leather. But it's not breathable, and it's not warm when it's cold, and it's not cold when it's warm, and it gets clammy when it gets damp.
Right.
So this is really the ultimate leather for anything outdoors, anything you're doing outside. Moccasins, leggings, chaps, jackets, vests, anything you're doing outside, this is the ultimate leather for it.
Wow, that's
But it takes
great.
a lot of work, as you can see.
And is it waterproof?
It's not waterproof, no.
Oh, it's still, so if it rains, you still get, it still absorbs water.
It'll still absorb water, exactly. But it'll dry out a lot faster than other type of tan leather.
I see, sure.
And they'll come back to a nice, soft consistency.
I tell you, the Discovery Center, you really learn a lot. I guess that's why it's here.
Well, we try and teach as much as possible.
I know there's something always going on here. Gold panning or
Gold panning,
primitive tanning,
exactly, or
something.
tracking, or all sorts of stuff.
I know it.
So
That's
always
great.
try and teach something that relates to nature and relates to the outdoors and how people used to live, how people can still live today if they choose to, and
Right,
little ideas about stewardship and how to kind of bond with nature.
right. And when it
better way to do
snows,
that.
you have snowshoeing.
We do, exactly.
Yeah, which is really great. Go up to Holcomb Valley and
Yep,
have that.
yep, exactly.
Well, they needed to check with the Discovery Center because there's some always going on all year round,
Oh,
not
every
just
season.
during the summer or spring or fall.
No, every season. And we'll have workshops this winter as well, some more primitive skills workshops. We'll do
Uh-huh.
some bag making, some moccasin making, that sort of thing.
Right,
So
that's great.
just keep checking back. We've always got something happening.
Okay, well,
Some way
thanks.
to while away those cold winter hours.
You betcha. Well, thanks, Ben. This has
thanks for
really
coming out,
been
Ron.
interesting and educational.
Yeah, thank you for coming out.
Ooh, the smell. That's okay.
The guy that does the dirty, you ought to get him up here to do this.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. That's right. We need to get him.
That would be a
He's
good-
on Discovery Center, isn't he? Or Discovery Channel, I think. Yeah, he does the dirty jobs.
There you go.
Oh, man, this would be great. Well, thanks, guys. Enjoy. Well, there you have it. Primitive tanning. That's how they did it ever since the caveman. So that's it from the Discovery Center, where there's something always going on. Now, don't go away. Stay tuned for a word from my sponsors.